Into the haze of Venus, experts have found traces of phosphine, a possible indicator of life.
In the boundless tapestry of our cosmos, where mysteries have lingered for generations and enigmas have taunted the finest intellects, there exists a moment when the shroud of secrecy is cast aside and the celestial stage unveils its hidden truths. It is a revelation that reverberates through the very pillars of our cosmic comprehension. Join us on a journey of epic proportions as we embark on a quest for discovery, delving into the depths of the unknown. In this cosmic odyssey, we shall unravel the enigma that has left even the legendary astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson in a state of profound intrigue. Our voyage begins with recently declassified photographs from Venus, a treasure trove of secrets concealed by the Soviet Union. Welcome to Universal Narratives. When the Soviet Union collapsed, it not only reshaped global politics, but also concealed a treasure trove of hidden mysteries known for their enigmatic nature. The advanced spy agencies and rumors of potential extraterrestrial encounters left behind a curtain of intrigue before the United States claimed the lion's share of space achievements. The Soviets were the trailblazers, with their deep fascination centered on Venus, which they affectionately called Venera in their native language. The Venera missions embarked on a journey from 1961 to 1983, a period when the United States had its eyes fixed on the moon. But the Soviets charted a different course, concentrating their resources on Venus. The precise allure of Venus to the Soviet Union remains shrouded in mystery. Some speculate that they may have nurtured ambitions of turning its surface into a military outpost or dreams of colonizing this celestial neighbor. As these missions took place amidst the icy tensions of the Cold War, Soviets kept a tight veil over their true intentions, and much of our knowledge about Soviet missions to Venus has recently emerged from classified documents, shedding light on their secret objectives. These missions were not mere sporadic efforts. The Soviets undertook an ambitious series, launching an impressive total of 28 spacecraft into the mysterious realm of Venus. Of these, 13 boldly penetrated Venus's atmosphere, with 8 of them successfully landing. These achievements mark the Soviets as true pioneers in space exploration, while the United States, under the guidance of NASA, primarily focused on satellites and technological advancements. The Soviet Union aimed for the possibility of life beyond Earth. What sets apart the Soviet space program are its remarkable firsts. They boldly sent a probe into the unexplored atmosphere of a planet different from our own, a daring feat that had never been attempted before. Additionally, they achieved the first soft landing on an alien world, a monumental triumph in the history of space exploration. Their pioneering spirit even led them to execute the first mission to capture images and sounds from the mysterious surface of another planet. Intriguingly, despite these groundbreaking accomplishments, the exploits of the Soviet space program have largely remained in the shadow of history, rarely mentioned or celebrated. The Soviet space program was cloaked in secrecy, and when it closed in 1992, many of its historical records disappeared or were intentionally destroyed. This dark past is one significant reason why we are still uncertain about why they sent so many space missions to Venus. The Soviets may have viewed Venus as an economically sensible target for exploration. However, they were genuinely enthusiastic about the possibility of discovering water, measuring the strength of solar radiation, and understanding the overall conditions of the planet. Without these numerous missions to Venus, we would have had extreme difficulty in comprehending its extreme climate and dense atmosphere. Today, many scientists wonder if this scorching world could ever sustain life, with temperatures so hot that they could liquefy lead and water being a rare resource. The story of Soviet missions to Venus must be placed in the context of the intense space race. When the Soviet program launched the pioneering artificial satellite Sputnik in 1957, the world was stunned. This single act transformed latent rivalry between superpowers into full-fledged geopolitical competition. After World War II, both the United States and the Soviet Union were fixated on securing their supremacy in every field, including space. The Soviets quickly achieved remarkable successes, and in 1958, President Dwight Eisenhower signed the National Aeronautics and Space Act, inaugurating the American space race and the birth of NASA. This pivotal moment set in motion a united American effort in space exploration, showcasing their capabilities. These pivotal events have left an indelible imprint on the celestial pursuits we see today. Both nations, driven by the hunger for a revolutionary moment, sought to take the lead in the race to the stars. In 1969, NASA accomplished the incredible feat of landing on the Moon, an epical milestone that added another feather to their cap. However, not everyone was convinced. There were skeptics, including Soviet space experts, who boldly claimed that the United States had faked the moon landing merely to maintain their space supremacy. The United States had a rough start in the 1960s with missions to Venus, known as the Venus Curse due to continuous failures. Seizing this opportunity, the Soviet Union decided to focus on Venus in hopes of gaining an advantage over NASA. Both nations were locked in fierce competition, determined to emerge victorious in the space race. The Soviet space program honed in on Venus, a seemingly more cost-effective and closer choice. However, the Soviets' early successes were remarkable, launching massive probes with advanced telemetry systems. They were pioneers of their time, pushing their spacecraft to unprecedented altitudes and distances. We must remember that in the 1950s, the technology for space exploration was still in its infancy, but the USSR maintained its determination for excellence. Despite Venus's dense atmosphere, they were undeterred, boldly sending a probe into the atmosphere of a planet different from our own, a daring feat never before attempted. These advancements marked the Soviets as true pioneers in space exploration. Despite the challenges posed by the Cold War and financial problems, the Soviet Space Agency maintained its determination. However, it was not a path of linear successes. There were missions that lost contact with the Mission Control Center due to technical issues and other obstacles. But their perseverance eventually paid off, albeit in unexpected ways. The Venera 13 and Venera 14 missions provided valuable high-resolution images of Venus's surface, revealing fundamental information about the planet's atmospheric composition. Despite these groundbreaking achievements, much of the precise details of the Soviet discoveries remained secret, seemingly to avoid interference from the resource-rich American Space Agency. Present-day Russia, the successor to the Soviet Union, proudly claims Venus as its own, ready to explore the mysteries of the planet in the future. Lastly, it is interesting to note that some modern scientists question the belief that Venus is a barren desert. There is a growing conviction that Venus may have once been hospitable to life. NASA scientists have even suggested that Venus could have had a past ocean, opening up the possibility of alien life. This has renewed interest in Venus, and Soviet missions to the planet are now receiving renewed attention as we look to the future in search of answers to the hidden mysteries of this celestial neighbor.